Alright, let me make sure my audio levels are okay. Hello everyone, welcome in to the ODRL Nxt Series. My name is Bryn. Tonight we do not have Hendrick. Hopefully we can get him back next week. But tonight is a big race. We got a lot of changes in the series. But this is the NXT series. Last week was a big step in the right direction. I will state this. I apologize for saying there were 7 cautions. There were actually 5. So overall, New Hampshire was a pretty good race, and we saw there that Normie had to move up the 7 of Kevin Yu, but they were racing all night long, and it was a fun battle between them. But Normie got a second win of the season, whereas Kevin Yu, the dominant car of that race, did not get the win. So if he's here tonight, he's looking to get another chance at the win at Dover. This track is really, in 2022 cars, it's really about track position instead of overall speed. You gotta move people up the track a little bit, whether or not I think it's fair at this type of track. You can move them up as long as you don't wreck them. As long as you're not sending them randomly, pushing up the track fully and they lose more than one position, I think it's fine. It's basically required to pass, but you can do it cleanly in some ways. But we're going to check over on the standings as they are going to be heading in qualifying real quickly. We're going to go over the standings. So first in points, still after even no, R4D missed a race, but Banjo takes over the points lead over Cobra, so that is going to be an interesting watch. R4D should be back this week, but he now sits 3rd in points, so that is the battle for the regular season championship. It is getting neck and neck between those 3 people. That is insanity, if you ask me, this late into the season, as we are about 10 races in, and the battle for the lead is within, I think it's 10 points. Yeah, it's within 10 points for the top 4 in points, as Normie won last week, got inside that battle. Now it's tied between him and R4D for 3rd in points. 4th is going to be Georgia Dog. He's looking, technically, he didn't have a bad week last week, but he said he had a bad week, but I think a top 10 is really good. He sits 5th in points. And then we go all the way back to Steel Carrot. He's been solid this season. He's currently sits 6th in points. Also, update on Cobra. That money race, that is going to be happening tonight as well. It's going to be Cobra versus Master Killer. So watch out for those two, as those two are going to be contending and dueling for the money tournament style racing. So watch out for those guys. They should be very strong tonight. My personal pick, I'll let you guys right now. The bracket tournament is Cobra. I think Master Killer's got speed. I just don't know if it's going to carry over tonight, but we'll see. I think he's been very strong overall. I think they just started qualifying. They did. Alright, we're going to head into qualifying. We're going to introduce some of these good drivers in the standings. Here we go. So Dover is actually a fun track. I've been liking it. I ran with them in the open lobbies. I don't like to brag, but I did pretty well. No, I'm joking, obviously. But no, this is a track where it's really dependent on your throttle. I learned that 2 days ago at Fars. If you got good throttle control, you will run well tonight. I will just state that straight up. Good throttle control will help you potentially run up front tonight. Half throttle around these corners will really settle your car down and you won't slide as much. So that is going to be something to watch out for. We're going to have the standings up on my phone. But we do have a change in the teams, by the way. One of the team owners, or one of the teams, has officially dropped out. Sadu Prime is now on a new team, but we'll get to that in a minute. We talked about him already. Still Carrot in the 44. Currently sits top 10 in the points. I would say he's pretty much locked in to the playoffs. Or not right now. That is false. Let me restate that. He has been having a really good season so far. I think if he continues to be on this pace throughout the rest of the season, he could potentially lock himself in on points without a win. He's looking to get his first win of the season tonight. Impact, who won at Atlanta in that chaos-filled race. I don't think he ran last week at New Hampshire. No, he missed last week, so he's looking to get back in the series at Dover in 22s. Leppy has had a solid season, a rough start at the beginning of the season, but currently sits subtly inside the top 10 in points. I think this is one of the nights where you could see him be a top 10, the top 5 car tonight, as I have a feeling that 31 will be up front. Lewis in the 9 car. This is one of your bubble drivers. He currently sits 15th in points. He has a plus about +9 gap on Harris, who actually, by the way, has been he's going down to a DSR affiliate. We'll talk about that more later, as he can outrun 2020 cars. Melodramatic, a new guy in the series, has been running pretty solidly so far in his debut races, to be honest with you. He currently sits 21st in points. So actually, Miller's run so well that there's a chance, if he continues to run as well as he has been, he could point his way in. There's not a... It's a long shot, but it's possible. Outside of the rookie, he currently sits 10th in points, has been very, very solid in the 2-car. This could... I don't know if it's going to be his night, but look for him to be solid tonight. Top 15, top 10 car, for sure. Exo Austin has lagged out of qualifying, so he currently sits 18th in points outside the bubble. Needs to have a good night in the stages and points, but lagging out of qualifying does not help his case. Ironman. This is the big story of this weekend, or the week in general, as Ironman moves from the Premier Series, a former, actually 2 seasons ago, champion in the Premier Series, drops down to NXT just like Impact. I know I said it earlier, but I really do think Ironman will be really good for this series in the long haul. He will teach them how to be patient, how to be aggressive. I think it will be benefit him, especially with Impact, who was voted the most respected driver in Premier as well. So look for Impact and Ironman to school these kids and teach them how to race with respect. I feel like last week was a step in the right direction, though, as they learn to race around one another. I think NXT, it just takes, they need to get bonded quicker, I guess. So it gives them time to regroup without Premier guys in the series, and I felt like last week was good. Trevi in the 16. Been a rough season so far, but I'm not going to count him out. He's currently 22nd in points, so he's not out of the fray. Cowboy Tech missed last week, but at Atlanta he finally got his first top 10 of the season. So that is great news for him. Oh, Exo, that's a skill issue. You're in the wrong car. What are you doing? Alright, Mets fan, the league owner. We all love and know Mets fan, along with Ironman, by the way. They're both league owners, my apologies. Solid league owner. He's here to be an admin, but he could potentially run inside the top 20. I expect him to run a little bit. I hope he doesn't pull over and park it early on. SP Motors, one of the rookies in the series, has struggled big time in his limited starts. But I don't know. He's struggling, but at the same time, all we want to see from him is improvement throughout the year. And I'm starting to see it a little bit. Georgia Dog, one of the strong guys in this series that we consider Premier level already, sits 5th in the points. He's looking to have a strong run tonight, get back into the regular season championship contention, as he sits 21 behind the points leader in Trusting Banjo. Rocky Top missed last week, so that could be a factor, as he's now on the outside looking in, 19th in points. I don't think he missed last week. He may have had a starting park, if I'm not mistaken, so he looks to rebound, get inside the top 16 in points. He's got to beat Racing Dream. We'll see how he runs tonight. Tata Head, or Tata Head. I've been schooled for this before. Tata has always been one of those guys that you look in the series, he could be running up front, or he could be running around the top 5. Look for him to be a top 5 contender tonight. I feel like this is one of the tracks where he can be aggressive but also make moves. I think this is going to be his type of track here. In the 18-20 car, he's the bubble. He's the cutoff line. He's the guy everyone is chasing right now. 16th in points. Actually, I think he might be outside looking in with Impact's win. So look for him. He needs to have a good run tonight, as he's got to pass Lewis, who's 4 points ahead of him. We'll see after tonight. Dream needs a good run. Tampex, this is actually one of his, I guess, stronger tracks, I would say. I gotta check my results from last time, but if I remember correctly, he ran pretty decently well at Dover, because it did come down to a little bit. No, okay. Yeah, Tampex ran solid the last time we were here. I won't say it's his expertise, but he does run solid at these type of tracks. Yoshi, we always know and love him. He's always solid at tracks he says he sucks at, so look for him to run pretty well tonight. I could see a top 5 potentially win tonight in this event. He finished top 5 last time in our points leader in Banjo. He finally took it over his teammate who missed last week, so that was a key miss for R4D. But Banjo said, yes sir, I'll take the points lead, and he's now in the points lead in that 34. Machinery, Master Killer, this is one of your tournament drivers, or bracket drivers. This is the bracket championship tonight. He has to beat his teammate in Cobra, and there we go. That is Cobra. So these two teammates, the teammates in JGR camp, are going to be really aggressive tonight, fighting one another. So don't look for them to give an inch tonight, as they're going to be fighting for $50 or $25 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wondering who's going to win it. It's going to be a fun battle. Normie, last week's winner, looking to build off of it for another short track. It's Dover instead this time. In a sense, it's not like New Hampshire. The outside lane can work at New Hampshire, but on this track, it's not really feasible, I would say, unless they're really bad. Fatality in the wrong car, had to back out, but he's been very solid when he's run this season. I'm going to check the points real quick to get an update on that. Yes, he is currently 9th in the point standings. Do Prime in the one car. Quick update for anyone who's hasn't heard. Do Prime is officially on DSR. So he has joined DSR. So welcome to the DSR family. Mets is very happy and proud, or actually, let me rephrase this. Georgia Dog is very happy about that signing, as he gets a solid-ass driver in Do Prime, and he looks to have a great run tonight. Reagan Boy. This guy had a solid debut. He's looking to get a good run tonight. I want to see what the 77 has in store. D-Main, a new driver. This is the Mets fan signing. I apologize, Georgia, completely. I messed it up. Doghouse signs Do Prime. But signing in for Harris now to run full-time is D-Man. I ran with this guy in the White Line Xfinity Series. He's very solid. I don't know what to expect from him. I think he's going to be around Cowboy Tech speed in terms of pace, but he's very clean and should be a respectable driver. I expect some good things from him. Dallas, my plan B, has been solid when he's run. I think in his first... I got to check my results. I know he ran... Alright. Yeah, Dallas, my plan B. We've seen him on Saturday quite a bit. I don't know if he's run pretty well in NXT Series, but he could be a strong one. Steel Carrot, I ran with this guy in practice. He's got some speed, but we already went over all the cars. Oh, instead of Steel Carrot's got some speed, look for him to be a contender tonight. Impact, one of the premier guys that went down to NXT. He's going to be strong, but we already went over him. So that is our field for tonight's event. Lewis, Melodramatic. We already went over these guys, so they're just now finishing up the quality lobby. I'll make a prediction. I really think, let me go over to the car. I think it's going to be on pole tonight. I think Cobra could be on pole tonight in that 11. I feel like he's going to be pushing for something that he hasn't done all season long. He's been very strong, but I feel like qualifying tonight is going to be a key in this race at Dover. It's very, very difficult to make some passes throughout this event. I feel like track position is going to be a key. And limiting your mistakes. I know a lot of people, even I was doing it in the practice sessions, hitting the apron is a killer at this type of racetrack. And official numbers on cars in this field, we have about 28. 27 in the VC. It's going to be a fun one. Alright, let me go over the stages for anyone who's interested. So stage 1 is going to be 37 laps. I will say this. This is what happened last season in the NXT Series at Dover. It came down to clutching. So we had two cars who saved. It was the two premier guys, Sterlo and Spartan, I think it was, saving at the end of the race. And it put the whole lap, the whole field, a lap down. So look out for that tonight. And also, Stein, the only reason if you're watching this, the only reason I don't invite people to the booth on nights that I am alone is because of situations. There's a reason why I'm deciding to do this solo. I don't think I'm allowed to be fair. I don't think I'm allowed to invite people to the booth if I want to. Alright, they are now finished up with quali. Yeah, like I said, I predicted Cobra on pole. I think he's gonna be strong. Ah, Spartan, you want to swap autographs with the man himself, Cobra, who's begging you for an autograph. 50-50 type trade, huh? Nah, I like that idea. I think that's completely fair. Alright, let's see where everyone qualifies at Dover. I think this is going to be a key factor. I also think stage 1 is going to be more about who can save the fuel rather than your overall speed. Alright, here we go. We're now exiting qualifying. Who is going to be on pole for tonight's event? On pole for tonight's race, it is going to be Leppy with a 23.313. Good qualifying effort. Normie third. Georgia fifth. Seventh is going to be Tampax, who's qualifying on the outside front row. That is going to be Melodramatic. Good qualifying effort by him and his crew. Third. Bando qualifies fourth. Who is qualifying third? That's Normie. Fourth is going to be Trusting. Georgia fifth. So sixth is going to be Master Killer. Where is Cobra? Cobra qualifies all the way outside the top 10 and 11, so I was mistaken. So now Cobra is in the, technically not in the thick of things in the back, but he better dedicate the win to me. I agree. No, if he wins tonight, he better. He was begging for your autograph for 2 weeks in a row. No. All pressure on you, Cobra. If you're watching this, all pressure on you. You better win tonight. Spartan said it himself. If you can hear me. Should be a fun one. We are now just waiting for them to start up the lobby. So on pole for tonight's race, I gotta recheck my thing. It is gonna be Leppy, one of my teammates from last season. I know he was pretty quick in call. I told you earlier he was gonna be a good race. Gonna be a good drive tonight for him. I think this is one of his better tracks, but the issue with qualifying is that track position, while yes, it is definitely a savior, at the same time in stage 1, I don't know if you want to push it. I mean, Spartan, you ran this race last season. From your point of view, how did it end up in stage 1? I know, like, from your point of view, it may have been a little different, as you were able to get through it, if I'm not mistaken, but in stage 1, we had a ton of cars get trapped. I remember last season, a lot of cars got trapped, and Spartan and Sterler were the only 2 cars on the lead lap, which was funny as hell. And once that happens to a field like NXT, I mean, people start getting antsy, and I'll continue to say this, when you have like multiple, like maybe half the field trapped a lap down, people get antsy, people get aggressive. It's just natural. It's natural how people drive. I've done it before. You get antsy, you want to get the free pass, so you start pushing it harder and harder every single lap, and that causes wrecks. It's the nature of the game, really. Alright, so they have the ticker starting down. 27 cars in the field. Lewis, Fatality, and Exo have reset to rejoin the lobby. And Normie's still starting top 3. So Normie, if he can go back to back, that would be crazy. I would say being 4th or 5th in line is still going to be difficult, though. I feel like half the field is not going to be able to save it. We only had 2 last time, and that was the 2 people who could actually legitimately save. But here they go into the race lobby. Trevi gives me an invite. I appreciate you, my boy. High fives all around to everyone in the lobby. They made sure to invite me pretty early and often, so I appreciate everyone. Also, Impact, don't give me the finger tonight. I know you're thinking about doing it. I heard in the VC. Look out the window type deal. Look out the window, the 8 car tonight. Wild. Wild stuff. My window won't close. Alright, here we go. We're about to get this race underway. Stage 2, or Stage 1, my apologies, is 37 laps. We get about 35 laps on fuel if you push. So the key for Stage 1 is to save that fuel. I'll also give you guys some recommendations for sliders, 5 or 6, from my point of view. Yes, I'm not that great of a racer, but that is maybe a tip that you guys like. I don't know. Here we go for the start of the NXT race at Dover. Our leaders, Leppy in the 99, up front, Melodramatic. I am on my wheel for no reason commentating. Melo and Leppy, two guys. Melo has not been in the playoff hunt. He is on the outside looking in. Oh, they're all scrambling behind him. Want to go back there? The 4 car on the apron slides up in front of the field. That's Fatality in the 4. No, it's Iron Man in the 4 car. My apologies. Wrong car. All right, we're going to go back up front. They're 3 wide already. Racing Dream makes contact with his teammate in the 11. As Dream had to slow up outside on his outside. Just like his name. We go back up front. Up front, though, Leppy has led every single lap. We're only 1 lap in, so really not that hard if you ask me to lead a single lap. 3 laps in, 35 to go. So look for the car around 9th as Master Killer slides up the track, loses some track position. Here comes Cobra trying to push Impact past Master Killer. He's trying to take over the tournament lead. This is a key pass in Stage 1. Cobra needs a track position. Master Killer taps the wall. Here comes Cobra to the bottom in Stage 1. He has to give room to his teammate. That's going to cost him some track position as Cobra officially takes over the bracket lead. As Tata into the wall, outsider goes. He loses all of his track position, and that's going to be costly for his chances early on in Stage 1. Here comes Jordan Dog on the inside of Banjo, your points leader so far in the early part of the season. Here comes Tampax. I said this is one of the better tracks for a driver like him, as he's going to take over 5th from Banjo, as Banjo's going to slide right in front of Dallas. Here comes Tampax to the bottom, as Georgia Dog sits there in 4th. Up to 2nd, though, is Normie. He's up 1 from his starting position. As Master Killer and the 22 of Rocky Top continue to duel back here, as Master Killer has dropped off quite a bit as Impact slides up the track. Here comes Cobra to the bottom. Alright guys, I apologize for maybe some wonky cameras tonight. I don't know why I'm on my wheel. I gotta disconnect it real quick. But we're gonna stay on Leppy for a little bit, as we are now 6 out of 37 in Stage 1. Okay. Where the hell is my controller? Melodramatic right behind Normie. I will continue to say this. They will be patient. We could see a little gap from Steel Carrot on back from the 42, the 44, and then you see Cobra way back there. So there's a huge pack or gap between, I think that's 5th and 6th, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is the top 8 in this little mini pack up front. So they have pulled a little bit on the main field, but there could be some strategy being played by cars around those positions, like Impact and company. But I think if you're Tampax, you're in the perfect spot, as we see the 99 tap the apron. Here comes Georgia making the move on the inside lane. So he's going to move his way up to 3rd, gets around the 99. So 99 qualified 2nd. Remember, he's one of the guys who needs these stage points, as he's going to fill in right behind Tampax. Alright. Alright. I got you. I know there's not channel points, but since you've been chatting, alright, we'll go on board with Cobra for 3 laps. Where is Cobra? Alright, so this is going to be lap 1. So Cobra currently sits right in front of his teammates. He's trying to catch up to the back end of this pack. You can see them right ahead of him. That is the 44 of Steel Carrot as he's making a move on the 42 of Dallas My Plan B. The leader, though, has been pulling away from second a little bit. I think second place might be fuel saving a tiny bit. So now we are 1 out of 3. What the hell is my phone doing? Alright, we're going to get on... Give me a second. Here comes 2 out of 3. We're going to look behind him as he's starting to pull away from his 2 teammates and Tata, and if I'm not mistaken, that is Dream in the 20. So we are 2 out of 3. Alright, this is going to be the white flag for being on board with the 11 machine. As we can see, the Yoshi making a move back there as Master Killer continues to fall back in the field. We're going to go back up front. Let's get back up there with the top 8 or so cars in the field as Tempex is up to 4th. Normie and Georgia are trying to hunt down Leppy again as he did pull a little bit of a gap between themselves. But now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's about top 7, top 8. I got my controller out. Let's see if it works. Hang on a second, guys. I apologize. Footage, no. Here you guys go. Alright, we're back on the regular roller. So no more wheel switching between cars. So no more pain for me. Alright. So Impact, you can see Yoshi making a move on the 4 of Iron Man, the new guy in the series. Premier level driver. Here comes Steel Carrot making a move on Dallas in that 42. One of the newcomers in the series. This is a top 5 position here. So now he takes over, I think that's 7th place, not top 5, top 10 position. And we see Cobra and his teammates falling right behind him. Let's go back to where the heck is the 18? Or my apologies, Master Killer. He's all the way back here behind the 4 car of Iron Man. So Master Killer went from being ahead of his bracket teammates to being behind him now as he's fallen all the way back there. Tampex, though, has been the biggest mover so far in this event as he's now up to 4th. I don't know what the strategy is here. If you're up front, I think you're committing to maybe running out. Especially Leppy, who's led every single lap so far. Are you even trying to save? I mean, we knew early on that being the leader is probably not the way you want to go. But I know Georgia and Normie are pushing it, trying to catch him. So I don't know what the strategy is. But I can already tell you that 42 is losing the draft. Dallas is getting hunted down by the second pack. He has lost the draft of the 44 of Steel Carrot as Carrot has stayed locked on to the 34 as now Cobra and his teammate Dream are hunting down the 42 of Dallas. So now Dallas is going to get gulped. That was a weird word. By the cars behind him. The 11 car is going to try to make the move efficiently as possible when he can. 66 having issues early on. Pit road. As Cobra gets around the 42, here comes Dream. Does he clear him? Still side by side on the front stretch. Here comes the move as we see Tata trying to make a move around Yoshi as Yoshi gets around him. So now they clear him. So Dallas is all the way back there in 10th, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, early on Dallas is struggling, but he might be fuel saving a little bit. Alright, we're going to go back up to our leader. Leppy has led every single lap so far. He's been chilling in the lead, but with the lead comes consequences, aka he can't save fuel really. So by leading this much early on, he is committed to pitting in this stage. Want to see how this works out for him as I personally can't save here. So I think if you can't really save, what's the point of trying, really? 6-6 comes out of pit road. He's not going to interfere with the leaders. Good job by him. He's been having a rough season so far. But it does not matter as Leppy continues to lead. We'll get the lap count this time by. We're also going to go to Georgia's onboard to see what his fuel's at. We have 14 to go in stage 1. Fuel window is open for people who are pitting, for people who are not. It's about conserving as much fuel as you can in the last 13 laps of stage 1. You can save it. It's just about, do you have the patience, as we have not had a caution so far, which is another good sign for this series. I appreciate them running without cautions. Clean stage 1, I would stay. Alright, we're going to go back through the field. Melodramatic has fallen off a little bit right behind the two teammates, as Dallas has fallen off even worse. Yeah, Melo sits behind them, but Dramatic has been solidly inside the top 10. Banjo has also been sitting inside the top 5. He sits 5th, the points leader after last week, doing what he needs to do again. Remember, he just needs good runs. You're fighting in a points battle where it's about really every single point matters, and this is what Banjo needs. His biggest contender in the top 5 right now is Normie in 2nd. And Normie's right behind Leppy, who, by the way, is sitting inside the top 10 in points, but really isn't a factor in the regular season championship right now. Here comes Steel Carrot. Got on the inside of Banjo. Gonna take 5th. He does. Pretty easily there. So now Banjo loses 5th to Carrots, but he might be conserving his fuel. We can see the 11 and the 20 car hawking down this pack. So they are fuel saving maybe a little bit. I'll get a lap check in 1 second. We should be coming to 11. We should be coming to 8 to go at the line. 8 to go at the line. This time by in stage 1. Leppy has led every single lap. But I'm afraid he's going to be short on fuel, so he's going to have to pit within the last 8 laps of the stage. And I can tell you right now, Georgia Dog, sitting in 3rd, right now is technically good on fuel, but it's very tight. So the top 5, top 10 cars have been fuel saving right behind Leppy. So that has been what the teammates have been doing, and that's why Cobra and Dream have been catching them. We can see a huge pack forming. This is outside the top 10. Leppy coming to pit road, or Tata, my apologies. That is a lap car. Tata gets in front of Normie and makes contact. Is that actually for position? No, that is a lap car of Tata as he pitted. So now he's trying to navigate his way on fresh tires through the lead lap cars, the top 5, and made a little bit of contact with Georgia and Normie. Gonna slow him up behind Leppy. Go back here at Dallas, my plan B, right behind Reagan Boy in the 77. And Yoshi. Impact sitting right behind the 4 car of Iron Man. So these two former Premier guys are sitting neck and neck in the field. Here comes Lewis to the bottom. I'll get a lap check this time by. We are under 5 to go, so no more cautions in stage 1. And by the way, Leppy is still your leader, but that lap car of 18, we're under 4 to go in stage 1. So only 4 more laps for Leppy to go. Is he good on fuel? Here he comes to pit road. Here comes Normie as well. Those are your first 2 leaders to pit road. Do we see any more? We're now entering 3 to go. Remember, Georgia, like I said earlier, he looked good on fuel. If you're pitting this time by, you could lose a lap, and that could be very costly for your chances at winning. Let's go back up to the front for the lead. We're under 3 to go, coming to 2 to go here. Tampax in second, Steel Carrot in third. Georgia, your leader. When does Tampax make the lead? We are under 2 to go at Dover. Georgia Dog trying to win the stage. He needs these stage points to get closer in on the regular season championship. But Tampax needs these playoff points to get more secured in the playoff hunt. As Georgia slides up, we're coming to white flag for stage number 1. Steel Carrot also needs his stage points, as now we're white flag for stage 1. Here comes a lot of lap traffic in front of the leaders. They're all over the place. Here comes Tampax making a little contact with Trevi. That's going to hold him up. That gives Georgia the advantage. Oh, Georgia slapped the wall. Here comes Tampax, moves Georgia up the track. And he's going to steal it in stage 1. Coming out of 3 and 4. Your stage 1 winner is Tampax. He wins. And Dallas almost stole that. Cobra finishes second. Good stage points. He stole it from from Georgia Dog in second. Georgia finishes third. Fourth is going to be Steel Carrot. Banjo fifth. So all the guys we expect to be good in stage 1, we're good. But Leppy, like I said earlier, had to pit. That costed him a lap. Iron Man 6th. Impact 7th. Master Killer 8th. 9th is going to be Racing Dream. Melodramatic finishes 10th. So, a slip up by Georgia Dog cost him stage 1 victory. Here we go. So Leppy starting in the rear of the field now. There is Tampax. Here we go for the start of stage number 2. Your leader, Tampax Cobra, sitting in second. He wants to sign that autograph with you, Spartan. You want to get his autograph tonight. He also wants to win that bracket tournament. Here comes Georgia up to second. Stage 2 is a little bit longer for 78 laps. This could be a one-stop stage if we're lucky. If they keep it straight, it could be a one-stop stage, as now Impact has some track position. Same with Iron Man. So now we're going to see the strategies being played out in stage 2. I don't really think this is a fuel saving strategy, or really a fuel saving stage. Maybe a lap or so, but you should be good on fuel as long as you're a little bit patient, a little bit easy on the gas, and you have draft. So I would say this is a non-fuel saving stage, but Tampax takes the lead. I said earlier, you gotta save in stage 1 if possible, and the leader didn't do it, and Leppy's probably a lap down. My goal is to get affiliated in the future, Spartan. I don't know how to do that stuff, but that is my goal. Whether or not I get ads, I don't really care about that. I just want to get affiliated to be cool. Alright, we have 75 to go. Georgia slips up on the apron. Cobra is going to try to maybe get up to third. I told you earlier, Cobra is going to be strong tonight. I also go over our picks from Wednesday night. As soon as I say that, Steel Carrot nearly gets on the bottom of Cobra there. Let me go over our picks from this week. So our picks in NXT this week, Mets picked Impact in the 8 machine. And Lewis. Normie was picked by Camo, and his dark horse was Tata. My picks were Yoshi and Iron Man. So Yoshi currently, I think he's back there just outside the top 10. And I picked Iron Man for my dark horse. Main pick for Hendrick was R4D and Melodramatic. And R4D, I think, is missing tonight again. So R4D continues to follow. 10 car on the wall. He stacks up the field behind him to 3 wide, as Outside is going to capitalize as he slides up into Leppy. 10 car off the pace. Tata into Leppy into Tata. Do they keep it straight? Oh, 9 car on the wall. They keep it straight though. No one goes around. Yoshi's off the pace. May have gotten an incident very early on in the stage. Has a lot of damage. You see him off the pace. Something happened to Yoshi. So that is bad news for the 24 camp, as he's had a solid string of runs as of late. And by the way, Reagan Boy's about to go a lap down as well. So something happened to Reagan and Yoshi early on in stage 1. Oh. I can't replace Hendrick. No, I want Hendrick back to be back here too, okay? I like commentating though. I enjoy doing this when I can. First time in a while I've been able to commentate a ODRL race solo. But yes, I know we all love Hendrick and we all want him here. He will be back soon, I promise you. I'm just hoping he gets better first before he decides to come back. We need a healthy Hendrick before, not a hurt Hendrick or ill with Hendrick. We need a healthy Hendrick when he's able to speak fully, which I hope he can when he comes back, and we'll be able to, you guys will be able to spend your channel points insulting me on Sundays again, which I know you guys look forward to. And on Mondays with Camo just talking up and chatting with him, even though half of us race. Alright, we're going to get back to the show. We're going to get the lap count here. 11 out of 78. If we do the math, that's about 68 to go in stage 1. It's been a pretty tame show, I would say. We've had what I expected in stage 1. A lot of pit strategy. This year, though, this season, it wasn't like last season where we only had 2 or 3 people who were on the same strategy. Majority of the field got the knowledge that last season they learned from last season. You got to fuel save a tiny bit up front, and they did it perfectly as Reagan Boy gets out of the way, comes down to pit road. So they got out of the way as Yoshi's now going to be the next car to get lapped in stage 2. A lot of people learned their mistakes from last season, and it's paying off, especially for Georgia Dog and Cobra, as those two have gained a lot of track position early on. Georgia's been up front all night, but Cobra was able to jump Georgia at the end of stage 1 with the stage points, and that is beneficial for him in the playoff hunt and in the tournament bracket. I mean, this man jumped up from, I think, around 6th up inside the top 3 now with track position and not needing to save. So Yoshi has an opportunity, is potentially going to go a lap down early in stage 2. Is he going to be defensive? Here comes Tampex to the bottom. Yoshi gets out of the way. So now Yoshi Racing is officially lapped down. Does he make the B13 comeback we saw last night because of cautions? Can he come back from a lap down to finish inside the top 5? That is what we're going to be watching, as we saw Georgia Dog get free there. Here comes Cobra to the bottom. Cannot get underneath him as Yoshi slides up with the 4-car of Ironman. Back inside the top 5. Dream making a move. He's going to dive it underneath Yoshi. Can he get underneath Ironman? He does not. Here comes Mello in the 99 and the 8th car of Impact, slicing and dicing his way through the lap car of Yoshi. I feel like racing's got a little bit more pace than Ironman, but it's very difficult to pass without the crown horn or your bumper. We're on board with Dream for at least a lap and a half here. Cobra, we can see him maneuvering up here. Normally gets around the lap car of Yoshi, so now Yoshi is a little bit off pace, but it's because of damage. Outsider trying to make a move on his teammate of Rocky Top, by the way, who's outside the top 16 in points. He needs the track position as much as possible, I would say. And also by an update for the leader. I just want to state this. Look at the gap. It's increasing. Tampex is pulling away from Georgia, so Georgia's car is not handling the way he wants it to at the moment, as he's getting free off the corners. So look for Tampex to try to extend the lead like he did with Leppy. Leppy was also pulling away from the lead pack until late in the stage. Are they fuel saving again? I feel like the need to fuel save in stage 2 is not as strong, but Georgia keeps hitting the apron back there. So it might be actually Georgia making mistakes. But we can start to see the 8 car and the 99 Melodramatic Dream also introducing themselves into the fray here inside this huge pack of about, I'm going to say about 8 cars now if you get Dream and Impact into the fray. Melo and Impact. So now we're going to have a 8 car pack chasing 1 car. Can they catch him? How many laps does it take to regain the draft of the 62 if they have to follow Georgia Dog? Oh, Georgia gets free. Does Cobra make a move? He does not. Banjo's gonna... Here comes a dive from Dream. He's being aggressive. Makes the move on Iron Man. He moves himself inside the top 6 into 6th place around the 4 car of Iron Man. As we're 22 out of 78. In stage 1, we can start to see them diving, making moves. The 34 lags a little bit as it's going to slide up Iron Man again. Here comes Impact to the bottom. Making a move. He's going to get around Dream. He has the door open. So he makes the pass on Dream, making his way through the field. Here comes a pass for 3rd, or 2nd. My apologies. Cobra gets around the 5 car of Georgia, who's holding it up for a few laps. Here comes Carrot as well around Georgia Dog. So Georgia falls all the way back to 4th. Make contact between Iron Man and Impact. Little slight contact, but that's what you got to do at this type of racetrack. It's not unfair in my opinion. It's Dover. Gonna have to make slight contact to get around a slower car, and it works. Here comes Impact to the bottom lane. Oh, he slides the rears, and he does not complete the passes. Iron Man's gonna hold on to 6th place. So now Cobra's got the hard task of catching back up to Tampax as he's pulled a little bit of gap. This battle for 6 is the one that I am keying on. 2 former Premier guys just dueling back here for 6th place at a track where it's really difficult to pass. That's why it's an interesting fight. Here comes Dream. He did a peek there. Cannot make it work. Oh, Impact got free. Here comes Dream being aggressive again in turn 1. Making the dive underneath Impact. Does this open the door for Melo? Off of 1 and 2 into 3 and 4. So now Impact's in the non-preferred lane. The lane you don't really want to be in. That's going to open the door for Melo to take over the spot. So now Melo takes over 8th place from Impact. Here comes Dream making a move. 52 to go in stage 1. Stage 2. Stage 2. Apologies. Here comes Dream making the move. Making the dive. He sends it on the apron or on the bottom of the 4 car of Iron Man. He cleans it up and takes over 4th or 6th. Into the wall a little bit. The 4 car of Iron Man tapped the wall there. But now it's up to Dream to catch up to the pack right in front of him. He's got to catch Banjo. Here comes Melo as Dream hit the apron a tiny bit off of 1 and 2. Alright, we're going to go back up to the leader though. This is like old times in the ARL. I'm watching Tampax dominate a race. Is this 2023? Is this really 2025, 2024? This is how he was in ARL, and he's doing it again tonight. He's pulling away from 2nd. This is crazy. I've said it before. If he can lock in, he is a very quick driver, and tonight we're seeing it. He is pulling away from 2nd. Whether or not the fuel situation, I'll give you an update. It is 34 to 35 laps of fuel here. So they're coming to pit road in about, I would say, 6 laps. I think this is a 3-stop stage no matter what, in my opinion. And without these cautions, it opens the door from strategies being played by all the drivers in this field. And I finally think we're going to have a... I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to say it. I feel like if I say it, they will have something happen, but it'd be fun if they had something like Premier had a few weeks ago at Auto Club. If you guys know, you know. Impact down the pit road. First of the pitters. The Steel Carrot sitting inside the top 5 in 3rd. Has been solidly sitting there, but Enough is enough. I don't think this pack is going to catch up to the leader as Cobra gets free. 34 in the wall, little laggy on my screen. That might be not on their screen. Cobra drops off to the outside lane as he's going to lose a little bit of track position. I think that's a key. I think he may have intentionally did that to fall right in front of Georgia Dog. So now Carrot to the front in second place of this huge pack that he has right behind him. Here comes the leader of Tampex this time by. So that is a default of really pushing your car early, as they hit the pit at the earliest time in this stage. So stage 2, our leader of Tampex is already pitted. I'm trying to think of the strat. You get 34 to 35 laps on fuel. So here comes Carrot to pit road. Georgia Dog following. Oh, Mello following as well. A lot of decent cars falling into pit road. Does Carrot gain on pit entry? A little bit. I think he pulled away a little bit on the cars behind him. But solid entry by all these cars. No mistakes by them. But your leader now taking the lead is Cobra. So now Cobra is your leader. We see the Trevi coming down the pit road. Solid entry by him as we see the 34 of Banjo coming to pit road. I think it's the 42, maybe? It's Outsider, Leppy, in general. So a lot of good cars just came down pit road. Two teammates staying out the longest. Cobra and Dream. The two teammates on the same team working together. When do they come down? So they have been saving a little bit as Dream comes down pit road. I think that... Is that a legal entry? I'm going to have to ask. I don't think that's legal. I don't know if that's legal or legal. I will wait for Spartan's answer. That might have been a late entry there. Is it off of 3 and 4 or is it off of entering 3? As Cobra continues to stay out here. How many laps can he stay out? As Tampex is going to get his lap back under green flag racing. As we have 42 to go, 43 to go in stage 2. Yeah, no, here's the situation, Spartan. He entered entering 3. No, it wasn't entering 3. It was the middle of 3 is where he dived it down to pit road entry. So he didn't use the apron entering. He used it halfway into 3 and then dived it down, but there was nobody behind him. So I don't know how it's going to be officiated. Oh, he almost merged right in front of Normie. But luckily they kept it straight. So now we have one more pit stop in this stage. It's guaranteed at least 3 pit stops during this stage, at least 2. So now the question is, when you come down for the last time in stage 2, is it a 4-tire stop or is it a 2-tire stop? That is the real question. We got to get back up to the leader, who should, in my opinion, should be the 62 of Tampex. So Master Killer coming out of pit road this time by. Yes, Tampex takes over the lead. He's got a big gap on the second place car of Tata. Impact. Georgia. Trevi, he should be a lap down, Trevi. Yes, still Carrot in second. Okay, so it's still Carrot in second. The 44 is in second. Third is going to be Georgia. Melodramatic, Impact in fifth. So Trevi is a lap down officially from our scores table. Here comes Dream being aggressive tonight. Making a move on Impact, who left the door open. As Dream gets around him for 4th. Or for 5th. It is a big gap, as Master Killer now is officially a lap down. So Master Killer, one of the tournament drivers, is now trapped a lap down and trying to help his teammate Tata. They both got to work together to unlap themselves now. Tata making a move on his teammate as Cobra's inside the top 5. Actually, he's inside the top 10, my apologies. Dream is inside the top 5 in 5th. We're going to go back up front. Steel Carrot gets around the lap car of Metzfan. All these guys around him are lapped. His closest competition is Georgia Dog ahead of him, or behind him. You see that huge pack right there? That is Georgia Dog, Melodramatic, and company. Let me actually look back from his point of view. So this stage, in my opinion, is going to put a lot of good cars a lap down. But we're also going to figure out who actually has the great car tonight. As these runs are very long, you get a feel of your car. That is something that NXT, the last two, maybe early on this season, hasn't really had. I feel like they're getting in rhythm now. I think this is what the NXT series needs. They need long green flag racing to get in rhythm, get used to the cars, make adjustments. Alright, we're going to have to review the footage then. I think Dream may have illegal pit entry. We'll check it back later after the stream, but it looked a little iffy on my screen. I might be wrong. It was like that with the cautions last week, but it did look a little hairy on my screen. But let's go back up. Look at the leader. This is second. This is the leader. He has a whole straightaway, whole corner in front of the whole field right now. So Tampex is in smooth sailing mode. He is just chilling, trying to lap as many cars as possible he can in stage 2. He's lapped 2 JGR cars, in my opinion, who had a strong chance to be maybe a top 10, the top 5 contender, and they're already lapped early on in stage 2. So Tampex is laying it down and putting it down early on in this race. Long green flag racing is the key to this. In my opinion, you should not be saving at all this stage. Just push it. It's 3 stops no matter what. You cannot save 40 laps here. I don't care what anybody says. Max you can get maybe is 37. Alright, so where is the interesting battles on this racetrack? Dream and Leppy. Leppy's a lap down, but this is a battle. Banjo got passed by Dream. Leppy undercuts or gets right in front of Dream. Oh yeah, where's Georgia Dog? Let's get up to Georgia. He's actually having an interesting battle. It's funny enough. With Melodramatic and Normie. They've been piled up together for a few laps. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So this is really the only cars really close on technically speed at this point of the race. And close in terms of positioning. As Georgia slips up, here comes Melo to the bottom, making the move for 3rd. Or 2nd, my apology, 3rd actually. Here comes Melo to the bottom, he clears him. So now he's up to 3rd. Is that going to cost Georgia 5th as well? No, Normie is a lap down. So that's not going to cost Georgia 4th place. A lot of good cars are a lap down. I did not realize that Normie was a lap down as well. When I mean half the field is a lap down, guys, stage 1 and this long run is going to screw over some strategies. We are not going to know who's fast, who's not. So now Dramatic is up to 3rd. He's starting to hunt down the 44 of Carrot. That is the 44 2nd place right in front of this group. He's putting it down and putting it 26 to go. So now we're inside the fuel window. Pit road is going to be open. You can make it on gas when you come down. Who's going to take it first? Some people pitted earlier last run. Tampex was the earliest out of the leaders, and well, he has such a huge gap that I don't think it really matters when he pits, as he's entering 1 and 2, exiting 1 and 2, and they just entered, so still a huge gap between them. Yeah, he has a huge gap. Gonna put Lewis another lap down if he can here. Dallas my plan B, the first lag out of tonight's race. He was running very solidly inside the top 10, was dropping a little bit back, but had some good speed, so tough break for him and his crew. When does Tampax decide to throw it down to pit road? You can see the 99 hawking down the 44 of Carrots. Alright guys, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Since I have to use the restroom, we're gonna keep it on Carrot. Be right back. One of our leaders down pit road, Steel Carrots, entering pit road. Clean injury by him and his crew. So one of the first leaders down pit road. When does Tampax decide it's time for him to dive it down? As he's got a huge gap currently on second place. You see Dream right behind Normie. 99 is in second. Dog in fourth, as he's going to decide to come down this time by Georgia. Pit window is open. Let's go back up to the front leader of Tampax Pro. He's down pit road this time by, so Georgia follows him. Alright, we're gonna go on to another onboard of mine. The 99 is your new leader. Where is the 99? Melodramatic has taken over the lead. So Melodramatic is your leader over Dream in second. Third is gonna be Banjo. Fourth is not Yoshi. Remember early on in stage 2, he had a bit of an incident, so he's now currently outside. Probably trapped a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. So when does Melo decide enough is enough, time to head down to pit road? So far, he's not deciding to do it. Normie is helping Dream catch up to Melo, as Melo's going to be attacked in by the 48s and the 20 now. Here comes the 48 of Normie, looking for a peek underneath him, as Yoshi's passing Banjo. That is not for position, but that is to get more track position on the leaders. Try to unlap himself under green flag, run. 2 laps, you get lapped twice here, as we are now under 15-13, coming to 13 to go here. When does Melo decide to pit here? I don't think you can make it on fuel here. There's no way you make it on fuel. You have to pit in stage 3 or stage 2. Here comes Dream getting around the lap car of Normie. This is key for him. I think Dream wants to get around him as quickly as possible, as Yoshi, his teammate's going to push him. Technically, his teammate's on the outside, not the inside. As Dream, Normie's coming to pits. That's why he dived down there. So Normie comes to pit road. I don't know anybody's strategy right now. It is all congested. A lot of different strategies. I don't know who's a lap down, who's not. We'll figure out by the end of the stage. All I know is your leader's the 99. So far. Mellow to pit road. There is the last, besides Banjo and Dream, the last of the leaders to come down pit road. We only have 2 more left. When do they decide to hook it down and take the entry to pit road? Are they going to take 2 tires here? Here comes Leppy to pit road. This time by. Good entry by him and his crew. So the only 2 cars who've stayed out is that 20 car and his teammate. Technically. No, the 20 and the 34, the yellow machines, have stayed out this long. When do they decide to hook it down? There goes the 34 to pit road. So 34 Banjo down this time by. So now there's only 1 more car who has stayed out all this time long. When does Dream decide to hook it down, take a left to pit road? We will see this time by. Here comes Master Killer. Dream continues to stay out and lead some laps at Dover. How many laps can he go? I think he's going to take 2 tires here and maybe trap some more cars a lap down. I know Tampex will get his lap back. Georgia Dog is going to get 1 of his lap back here. We see 1 car off the pace. Who is that? Oh, Dream slides up into Georgia! And that's going to give damage to Georgia. That's not a good situation for Georgia. I think his car's good. Yes, Georgia's car is good, but that's some damage as we see right behind Georgia Dog trying to hunt him down and put him a lap down is the 62. Guess who that is? You don't have to guess. That is Tampex in the 62. He is flying right now, hunting down Georgia Dog to put him a lap down. Actually, that is not the 62. My apologies. Georgia is up there. We're going to get a lap count very soon. Cobra's still out. He's the leader. Cobra is your leader, by the way. He jumped all of them. Where is Cobra? Cobra is your leader. He jumps Tampex as we got 7 to go, 6 to go at the line. He is your new leader at Dover. What kind of witchery have we seen here? What did Cobra do differently from everyone else? He is your new leader. He pitted. If I'm not mistaken, he's already pitted. So a ton of cars could be going a lap down if Cobra doesn't have to pit this time by. We are now under 5 to go. One of them tournament style drivers that I told you earlier, they're in the bracket. Need to have a good run tonight. As we are ending 3 to go at the line. Or 4 to go at the line. Oh, the 10 car around in the grass on the front stretch. D-main. If I'm not mistaken. So now, does Cobra have enough fuel to hang on to win stage number 2? That is the real question. Did Tampex speed? Tampex sped, guys. Tampex sped on pit road. He's not in second. That goes to Steel Carrot. Here comes Steel Carrot for the lead. Steel Carrot's going to take the lead over Cobra. So now Steel Carrot is your new leader. It should be your new leader. As Tampex sped into pit road. Who actually is your leader? No, Cobra is still your leader. I don't know what's going on. There's a unique situation as Cobra just won stage 2. I don't know what the hell just happened. But he did just win that stage, and a ton of cars are trapped a lap down. So now half the field is a lap down as they're all racing back to the line. Look at them race back to the line for the free pass as they're 3 wide. Who's on the lead lap? Who's not? Yes, Ironman and Cobra are your front 2 cars. Dream finishes 3rd, Banjo 4th, Outsider 5th. Only 2 cars on the lead lap. Ironman and Cobra, it's just like last season. Only 2 cars on the lead lap. Everyone else is a lap down. It's a beautiful strategy call by the 11. He traps the whole field a lap down. Racing Dream finishes 3rd, Banjo 4th, Ironman and Cobra 1-2. So good stage points for them, but half the field is now trapped a lap down. And now that's going to give it pretty much. We're going to see some chaos here. I can guarantee you it. So now Tampex, the dominant car of the night, is now trapped multiple laps down. Or a lap down now. So now it's Cobra, Ironman front row. This is not what I predicted, kinda. We did predict this for stage 1, but I didn't think it would happen in stage 2. But now we are underway in stage 3. It's a little bit longer than the first 2 stages. We're going to see a little bit more aggression from the drivers. We might see a little bit more mistakes as everyone's going to be dueling 2 car on the wall. Outsider. Here comes all the bum rush of cars just gulping him, inflaming him. As now it's about 3 wide back here. Engulfing him 3 wide off of 1 and 2. You can see all the cars dashing and doping under one another. As what the hell did I just say there? Ignore what I just said there as they're 3 wide again. Entering 3 and 4 as Dream is going to make up some spots there. I'm going to say the front 2 are the only cars on the lead lap here. This is your battle for the win. Here comes Ironman to the bottom. The leader has been running out of fuel though. I don't want to be the leader this early on in stage 3. Based on what I'm seeing, you could save a lot more laps than I thought you could. Ironman Cobra side by side for the lead. Banjo's trapped a lap down around 4th. Still Carrot in 5th. Here comes Banjo and Carrot to the bottom. Making a pass on Cobra as they slide up, run into Cobra a little bit. Cobra's doing what he has to do for the tournament tonight. He executed the strategy beautifully on his part in stage 2, and so far this race has shown that saving fuel and having green flag runs actually puts a lot of cars as they stack up. Here comes Carrot to the bottom. He got bumped into Banjo, as Banjo's going to lose a ton of track position now, as Cobra's back up to 2nd. As we now have 74 to go in this event. 74 laps and Ironman is your leader. Into the wall Carrot goes. Tampex is now moving again. He got trapped a lap down. He was the dominant car. Had a full straightaway, by the way, on every single car in the field. Somehow, I think he sped in pit road. And now is trapped a lap down behind Steel Carrot. Oh, on board with your leader of Ironman. The Premier Series guy who we known is pretty good with the tire strategies is now your leader. I know Spartan is very happy seeing Spartan, this is your team owner. Yes, this is your team owner technically. I'm on a brain fart right now. This is your team owner, and I know you love seeing him leading some laps at Dover, especially in the NXT series. I know he's dropping down to do the work, but we all know going into the series he'd be strong, as the caution is out for the first time tonight. Cowboy Tech may have been involved. First caution of the night, and Steel Carrot gets the wave around. We're gonna do like a mini, technically, bathroom break for pit road. So, Dream, what is he doing? their pit stalls for tonight, and we can already see Steel Carrot entering his pit stall, but we can already see a lot of cars decide to stay out. This is for to get the wave around, so when you do the wave around, you get your lap back. SP Motors has been having a rough night so far in the 66. Rough season in general this season, in my opinion. It's been rough for him, but... Oh, Trevi! Into the wall he goes. A lot of cars are staying out to get their lap back. So you can't pit if you do the wave around, so we're going to see the 20, the 11 all gain track position on them, as they already got the free pass last time by. But your leader is the NXT premier guy who dropped to this week to the NXT series is your leader. Dream, who's been aggressive all night long, sits second. He's been passively aggressive. I will say, Dream, while you've been aggressive, he's been smart about it. I will state this. He's been aggressive, but it's been in smart moments. He's been able to make passes. It isn't like he's wrecking people. He's making moves when he can, and that's something that we're not going to see out of a lot of these cars. And that was our first caution for incidents. So I will give props to the NXT series. You did well for the first two stages. Let's continue the roll. Keep it straight, boys. Been a great race so far. Not a lot of cautions. I appreciate them running clean. Been a great show. Also a lot of fuel strategy. That's been a key factor tonight, as a lot of cars have been trapped a lap down. But so far, the benefit of this fuel strategy has been Iron Man. He's been sitting around, I would say, the top 10 ever since stage 1, and based off of stage 2, finally has the track position, and this is where he wants to be. He wants to be the leader. He wants to have control of this race, and I feel like a guy like Iron Man, when he gets control of these races, it's going to be hard to take it away from him. We're going to lap check this time by. So I will state, the top 3, if you took the wave around, you cannot pit on shoes here. George Dog pitting. Suspicious. Is he gonna take time? Oh no. We got people who did the wave around taking tires and fuel. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Breaking the rules, Georgia. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Imagine doing the wave around, getting your lap back that way, and then taking tires on shoes. It's sneaky. It's technically not out of the rule book, but I will say that is a sneaky way to get around the rule. He might not catch up to the field though, taking 4 tires and fuel. We'll see though. It's a sneaky way to get around the rule book in ODRL. It's smart, I'll be honest. But will he catch up to the field? We'll see. Here we go. The 4-car of Iron Man, one of the new NXT drivers trying to get himself locked into the playoffs before we even get going into his first start, technically, of his stint in the NXT series. Here we go into the Geico restart zone. Iron Man, your leader. Right alongside him is going to be Cobra. Here we go into the Geico restart zone. Good restart by the bottom lane. Cobra got a good jump as well. Cannot get underneath in front of his teammate of Dream. So Iron Man, Cobra, side by side, exiting 1 and 2. Little contact, but Cobra's going to get the bottom lane in front of Dream. So now he's up to second. Dream's been known to be aggressive tonight. Steel Carrot's also been a little aggressive with the back bumper, but we'll see. Georgia down pit road again. He got it. Oh no. Did I rat on Georgia? No. He got a drive through. Here comes the 11 car making a move for the lead. Here comes the 11 of Cobra, your tournament driver trying to win tonight. Get a second win of the season as he massively checks up. Here comes Dream. To the bottom, Dream goes. So Dream is now up to second. Iron Man loses the lead, goes down to fourth. Yeah, no, I think I ratted on Georgia by accident as he got a drive-through. That is unfortunate. I am sorry. Here comes the 20 car. Trying to get around the 11. Steel Carrot, I told you earlier, he's been very strong in the practices as the 20 car hits the wall. Here comes Steel. Carrots, the Carrot Man trying to steal second. Just like his name. I'm trying to get it. 61 to go, guys. 61. We are now within the last 60 laps of this event. Dream, Cobra, Carrot, Ironman. You see back there, the 34 Banjo sits solidly inside the top 5 and 5th. I think if you're the 20 car, Dream, just conserve your fuel, actually. I would just say conserve a little bit. Based on what we've been seeing all race long, and make sure you're good on fuel with one stop this time. Don't make it a two-stopper. Make sure it's one stop when you come down to pit this time by, and don't risk it. That's all I'm saying. Here comes Dream. He had to check up. Here comes Carrot. Carrot is not going to like Dream checking up right in front of him. He may give him a little bit of front-end damage. Two teammates, though. 1-2. This is what the JGR camp wanted, though. This is exactly what you dream of. You salvage or you slobber about. The hell did I just say? This is what you salver about, or you love to see. Two teammates, 1-2, late in the last 60 laps of this event. That's what you want as a team owner, and I know his team is loving it at the moment. Dream, though, is one of the guys who's been very, I would say, very disappointing in a way, but he is your cutoff line. If he wins tonight, he's going to lock himself in officially, and that could be his opportunity to spring some momentum as he needs it. Here comes Dream to the bottom, making a move on his teammate. To the bottom he goes. He's got Carrot pushing him. Little contact between teammates as Dream takes the lead for the first time tonight. Here comes Carrot to second. Steel Carrot's been one of the guys who's been very strong this season, but needs the win to submit himself. But Dream, on the other hand, needs the win to get the momentum up, just like Yoshi had a few weeks ago. If Dream can get a win locked into his belt, look for him to carry it on in the next few weeks. Dream, Carrot, 1-2. Here comes Carrot to the bottom. Carrot looks a little quicker than Dream at this point in the race. Oh, hits the apron right in front of Cobra. Gonna stack them up. Top 4 still under a blanket. Can Carrot build the momentum again? We have 54-53 at the line to go. Fuel run is 34 to 35 laps. Top 4 under a blanket. Dream is holding a steady line. Carrot, though, I raced him earlier. I said early in the practice lobbies, I don't like to brag, but I did kind of win 2 races in a row. But Carrot and Dream, very fast guys. I will say this right now, Carrot especially. He's got some speed, and he wants to get around Dream as quickly as possible. Maybe settle in behind him if possible, if Cobra doesn't challenge you. But Carrot's got a great car, and you can see it on entry here. He looks a little bit quicker on entry. Maybe he's got to work on his passing here on Dream, but I want to see if he can make a move on the 20 car eventually throughout this run. I think you want to be the leader in this situation, especially coming to pit road. I think you want to be the leader. We'll get a lap check this time by. As we are now under 52 laps to go in Dover. At Dover, it's been a 1 caution race so far. Sadly, we will not get the caution-free race, but for Dover, for what races we had in the past, this is amazing by them. I love the racing that I'm seeing. It's been competitive. Some dumping banks as the apron touch by Carrot. Here comes Cobra to the bottom. Make a little contact for second. That's going to open the door for Dream to extend his gap on the top 3. Don't push the car too much, Dream. Fuel has been an issue for the leaders. We saw earlier 62 of Tampex made a mistake leading, could not make it on fuel. Let being stage 1 led basically all of stage 1, is now lapped potentially, and being the leader is not always what you want to be. You need to conserve a little bit of fuel. I think you still need a lap maybe. But Dream has a big gap. That's what you kind of want for the situation. If they're good on fuel, he should be fine. I would say if Cobra and Carrot and Iron Man can't get it together, then it might just be Dream's race to win. Because he's got a sizable gap behind him. Because Carrot's been able to make mistakes, hit the apron there a little bit ago, and mistakes has been his issue so far this stage. But they're starting to hunt down the 20 again. When you got a pack like this, you get draft, and that is the key. We're going to stay on board for Cobra for 3 laps. Get a lap check this time by for anyone who's interested. 47. 47 to go. We're under 50 to go. In stage 3. I really thought in stage 2, after Tampex got the big lead, he was going to dominate tonight. He sped in pit road, pitted a little bit early, and it really costed him in stage 3. As he's nowhere to be found, and we got some new contenders up front. Iron Man, Cobra, Dream, who's been very aggressive. I said earlier, Dream's aggressiveness could be in his favor as he's been willing to make those moves on the bottom lane, unlike some other drivers, and it worked out beautifully for him, as now he has an opportunity to win tonight, lock himself in the playoffs, and it could be great for him. Alright, we're going to go back up to Dream, his teammate who's leading. We're going to go through the field. Impact is also back here. He's being hounded by Tata. Oh, we see the 66 down pit road. That is going to be another 2 pit stops for him. They are low on fuel. They have 3 laps on fuel on my end car cam. So some cars are very low on fuel now. So pit stop's going to be coming in about 4 to 5 laps. About 2 to 3 laps very soon. Carrot looks like he's got a good car through the center. Maybe some adjustments as they're catching Dream a tiny bit this lap by. Dream hits the apron, taps it. How much ground can the top 3 gain on Dream here? As I see a ton of cars heading to pit road this time by. Lap car, Master Killer is going to get in the way. That is 2 teammates. Dream gets held up by his teammate, a Master Killer. Here comes Cobra to the back bumper of Dream again. That's not what Dream wanted. He wanted his teammate to get out of the way as quick as possible. And that's going to cost him, as now the top 3 or top 4 are together again. They're going to try it out. They're going to try to stay out of as long as possible in this stage. Cobra sits in second. Cobra is now there. He's trying to win it for Spartan. We have under 30 laps, 39 laps to go in stage 3. There's no fuel indicator for the 2nd place car. So we're going to have to be going for at least another 2 laps in this stage. 39 to go. Okay, he does. I think he might have a clutch. I don't know though. He might be fuel safe. I don't know how. But yeah, they're saving quite a bit, but the leader is the most vulnerable right now. As if he can go about 3 more laps, I would say they're in the fuel window. 3 more laps and they're within the fuel window, but we have some lap cars or cars that are coming out of pit road. That's D-Main in the 10 car. Some cars coming out of pit road this time by. That could help Dream so he can save a little bit more. Get the draft of the lap cars could help him a little bit. As the top 4 still under a blanket. So now I would say 37 is the edge of the fuel window. You kind of want to go 2 more laps if possible. So now they are on the edge of fuel window. Ironman is just trying to hang on to Carrots. 2 teammates, 1-2. Third place is Carrot, a hungry person. Inside the top 10 in points, but needs to get that win to submit himself into the playoff hunt championship battle. Ironman to pit road. First of the top 4. He was losing the draft a little bit. Decides to come down a lap earlier than these guys. Here comes Drew Cobra. Almost had a dive there. Does the lane open up for the 11 car? When does he have to make his move? When is it too late to make the move? As he's getting challenged by Carrot. Here comes Carrot to the bottom. Carrot to pit road. This time by. 2 teammates stay out the longest again this time. This has been their strategy all race long. They stay out the longest out of every single car in this field. So Carrot pits a lap later than Ironman. Let's see how that works out for him. Into the wall, Cobra goes. He's going to decide to dive it back to pit road. Cobra's on pit road. The last to stay out is Dream. Of the leaders, I think he's going to come down this time by. When does Dream decide enough is enough and he's going to come down to pit road? You see a ton of lap cars in his way. Here he comes to pit road. Good entry by him. So now all the top 4 cars are pit road. Let's go to Ironman in the 4 machine. He is on the front stretch. Can he take the lead? That is Carrot entering 1 and 2. Is Carrot going to beat Ironman out of pit road? He does. Carrot beats Ironman. So Carrot now takes over the lead. Technically at this point of the 2 have already pitted. Let's go back up. Still Carrot. He's now exiting. He's going to beat out Cobra. He beats out Cobra. He should have the lead. Realistically, coming out of pit road. As a 20 car technically is still your leader. Here comes Carrot hauling ass at the moment. Does he steal the lead from the 20 car? He's gonna take it over. Carrot to the lead. He jumps the 20 and the 11 car. Ironman to second. Early pit stops with a move. Back there battling is Cobra and the 20 car, who are both on fresher tires. Here comes Cobra to the bottom of Dream. This is the battle for third. Cobra, this is the fresh tires of this group. He clears them. He's up to third. That's not what Dream wanted. He wanted to clear him. This is not what Cobra... This is what Cobra needs, but this is not what Dream wants. He needs to get around the 11 car again, as they're both on fresher tires in the top 2. The only thing that can really hinder Carrot's progress is some lap traffic. How does he navigate this traffic, as Ironman is on a little bit fresher tires as well? Actually, my apologies, Ironman is on older tires than the 44 of Carrot, as he came out later. So now Carrot is in the hot bird seat. He is in the position that he's wanted all season long, leading with under 30 laps to go in the race. Lap car of the 10 gets out of the way. Good job on him. Stay out of the way if you can, buddy. D-Main. First race in the series, just try to get out of the way as best as possible. Clean track ahead of the 44. Maybe 2 laps till he finds a little bit of lap traffic in Master Killer and company. And the 24 as well. who've had struggle races. Who've had a struggle race. The 3 car and the 19 have struggled a little bit during this race. Master Killer, one of the tournament drivers, has been struggling a little bit during this event. And the gap is shrinking, by the way. Here comes Dream back to the bottom, making a move on Cobra. It's a battle for third. Side by side on the front stretch. Here comes the lap car of D-Main. He's going to be a little bit of a factor as Dream clears the 11 of Cobra, his teammate. That is a key position. Remember, Dream is on fresher tires. Can Dream work his way back up in the front? We still have over 20 laps to go in this race. It is not over for Steel Carrot. He's still got to hang on, get through lap traffic as Dream taps the wall. Here comes Cobra to the bottom. As these two fight among themselves, they are hindering themselves to catch up to the leaders. Here comes Cowboy Tech, going to be a pick as those two make a little contact. As now Cobra gets back up to third as we see the 10 car of D-Main in the wall. Gap for the lead is 1.4 seconds. I feel like if you're these two teammates, work together. Don't push one another, work together. I mean, to be honest with you, you guys can catch him. You guys are both on fresher tires than the leaders. So why are you guys battling like this? I understand being aggressive, but be smart about this. In my opinion, if you guys work together, you easily catch Ironman. You are already. As we have 23 to go in the race. I know Steel Carrot is loving the battling between those guys, though. Steel Carrot scrapes the wall. Mr. Carrot Man trying to get his first career win in the ODRL Nxt Series. Trying to hang on a little bit older tires than the guy sitting third and fourth in the race. Here they come. Hawking down the 4 car of Ironman. Trying to hang on to second. See some more cars entering pit road. These guys are good on fuel. It's all about push, push, push. As Georgia Dog is now there. Georgia Dog is lapped, so he can help these guys if he needs. He is a lap car, so he cannot affect this race. Yes, they are doing exactly like I said earlier. Work together. You guys are both quicker than the top two in terms of raw speed because of fresher tires. Trevi going to lap down here. Hoping to stay out of the way as best as possible. We're going to have 30 to go at the line. I'll get another lap check on my other race in car in view. Yeah, the gap is down to 1.9. Trevi got in the way a little bit. As we have 19 to go in stage 3. Here comes the 20 car of Dream. Here comes Georgia Dog on fresh tires. I guess he's going to make a move there. Going to cycle himself in the middle of this group. As you see, Ironman get very loose as he's still holding on to second. By the way, the gap between the top two is actually shrinking. Carrot's being caught by Ironman. Here comes Cobra catching Ironman very quickly. We're going to have a battle for the lead, potentially within 5 to go. I think if you're Georgia here, while yes, you want to get around him as quickly as possible, is it really a good thing to interfere with this battle? I think you just got to settle down back there and try to do your best to get around him as quickly as possible. Don't affect him. Because he is doing a good job. I will say, Georgia is doing a good job of not affecting these guys. He's trying to get around them. And he's helping them catch up to Ironman quickly. Those three working together gives them draft because it's low draft, and we have 16 to go. So Georgia being in the middle of this is actually hindering Steel Carrot a ton as they're getting massive draft and catching Ironman quickly. Ironman's been catching Steel Carrot. Cobra's been catching Ironman. And then you got Georgia Dog and Dream pushing the 11. Here comes Cobra. Does he get to the back bumper of Ironman this time by? We're in a battle for second very soon. Here we go in 3 and 4. Ironman's going to try to hang on and catch up to Steel Carrot with these two hounding him. Here comes Dream back to the bottom of Georgia. We see Trevi in the grass in turn 1. Into the wall he goes. Cobra's going to try to push the 4 car. I think if you're Cobra and Dream, you want to get around the 4 car of Ironman as quickly as possible. It's going to be difficult though, as he's a premier driver. Here he goes to the bottom. Going to try to dive it. We're going to go bumper cam with him. So we're now under 13 to go. It's going to be very difficult to pass the Ironman, as he is a very solid driver. Here comes Cobra with a run. Gonna make the dive underneath Ironman this time by. Cannot get there, has to check up. But they are gaining on the leader of Carrot. We are now under 15 to go. Here comes Dream looking for a dive. Ironman might get a little bumper from the 3rd place car of Cobra. Here he comes to the bottom lane. He gets the run on Ironman. This is what Cobra needed. He's now good up. He's got to clear them out of 1 and 2. If he clears them, Dream can also get past him as well. So now he takes over 2nd. Can Dream take over 3rd? Ironman's going to want to follow in line right behind the 20 if possible. But Georgia's going to be there. Oh, slide up by the 11. Here comes the 20. And the 20 car takes over 2nd. Sorry about that, my cameras are messing up. So the top 3 are all 3 in unison with cameras, and this is going to be a whale of a finish. Can Steel Carrot hang on a little bit older tires? Will the top 2 cars on fresh tires catch up to Steel Carrot? We are under 10 to go, 9 to go at Dover. They are gaining very quickly. This thing is not over. Thought about 10 laps to go. Steel Carrot had this thing, but the teammate of the cars in 2nd and 3rd is right in front of Cobra. He gets out of the way. Will he hang on to the outside of Steel Carrot? Will he make a move on Steel Carrot to hold him up? He does not. This is going to be a good finish. Dream on the freshest tires. He is pulling away from his teammate of Cobra. He is now hawking down the 44 of Carrot. The cars coming out of pit road. We'll get a lap check real quick. Carrot just trying to hang on to the lead. Here comes Dream. He is hawking him down, getting closer and closer every lap. 6 laps to go. Lap car of Cowboy Tech right in front of him. He gets out of the way. Dream is... my bad. Carrot is trying to hang on. We are under 5 to go. No more cautions. Here comes the 20 car of Dream. Fresher tires have been the key all night long, and he has them. On the back bumper of the 44 of Carrot. No more cautions from this point on in the race. What does Dream have to do to get around Carrot here? 4 to go. This has been a great race. Minimal cautions, won all night. We're going to have an also awesome finish. We're going to stay on board in this camera. Here comes Dream. Catch him in the midsection. Does he use the bumper? He's been aggressive all night. He does the arc. Remember earlier, Carrot does know how to hang on to positions. I will say that right now. He does know how to defend. As we are now under 3 laps to go. Dream! He's got to get the bottom! Carrot defends! Does Dream use the bumper? He taps him a little bit. We're ending 2 to go. This is going to open the door for Cobra to get back in the fight. on board with the 20. 2 to go. Does 20 have anything left to make the move on Carrot? Here he comes, run through the backstretch. Carrot blocks. He's gonna make a dive in 3 and 4 here. Here comes Cobra. Carrot slides up. The bumper, back to the bumper, the 44. White flag in the air at Dover. Carrot still leading. As they're all neck and neck on the white flag this time by. Who is gonna get it done? Carrot still leading. Here comes the run from the 20. He's got the run in the 3 and 4 for the last time. He's gonna get the bumper. Carrot on the apron, and around he goes. And then to the 5 car he goes, and Dream is gonna steal the show and get it done at Dover. Oh my God, no way. Carrot wrecks on the final corner of the last lap by hitting the apron. He had it done too. What a finish, and Dream had a special night tonight. Locks himself in, second win, I think, of his career in the NXT series, if I'm not mistaken. Congrats to Dream on his first, I don't know if this is his first win. I would love an update on that. Spartan, update on Dream. Is that his first win? If possible. What a finish. We will do top 5. Whale of a finish there, guys. Holy shit. Dream, oh my God, he had to drive the hell out of that car, but a mental mistake. Apron touch by the leader. Spins himself in the final corner. To lose at Dover is heartbreaking for him. Heartbreaking moment for Steel Carrot and company. That's a heartbreaker. Carrot spins out of the last turn on the last lap. Mets leading on the apron. That's fucking heartbreaking. Oh man, I feel bad, Carrot. Oh no, my 36 to 37 Ironman, by the way, was if you were saving. 34 to 35 is your normal. Yeah. Let me know when you guys get results. I wish you had a point of view. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you guys should be able to include your audio. First up on the agenda for the interviews is someone who, man, last corner of the last lap, Carrot, so damn close to the win. I've already heard your thoughts in the VC here, but go through the last five or so laps just trying to hang on to the older tires in front of the guys who were mounting a comeback on you, the fresher tires behind you.
I don't feel like tires were much of an issue tonight, whether you're on old or new tires. I mean, yeah, they had a little bit of an advantage, but a lap or two wasn't going to do much. I was saving, a couple laps leading up to the final couple just so I had those couple laps to push at the end there. And, got turned in the last corner. It is what it is. We move on.
Gotcha. Well, either way, Carrot, you definitely showed tonight. I remember practicing with the open lobbies. Unfortunate. I really was rooting for you. I was rooting for the Carrot man tonight, and man, it's disappointing. But Carrot, this is one of the shots tonight. You finally showed up. You got a top five. You led a ton of laps. So I think the win is coming for you, Carrot. Congrats on the top five again. I think it's gonna come eventually.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to our fourth place car of the night. Someone who we know very well. We usually race against one another in the Premier Series every now and then. Iron Man, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
You're one of the people who took advantage, just like Cobra, just like Dream, and just like Dream, like I just said, that took advantage of stage two and the strategy of fuel saving. Give me your thoughts on stage two, what you did differently, and then just hanging on. What was your goal heading into this race tonight? This is your first in the NXT series full time.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, goal was to get as many points as possible. When it comes to collecting points, unfortunately, sometimes you got to play the fuel strategy game, and just the way the start of stage two went for me, ended up coming out of pit road, and I lost 4 spots on pit road. Don't ask me how, I just did. So when that happened, I was just like, okay, well, the only way I'm going to make those positions up is I'm going to save it. So went into hard fuel save mode the whole second half of stage two, still keeping decent pace. Like I wasn't a snail crawling, but I was keeping decent pace, and was shocked to see that the 11 made it, but was honestly happy the 11 made it so that not everyone was pissed at me. So, uh,
That's not nice.
It's just like last season, to be fair, Iron Man. But give me your thoughts going into stage three as a whole. What was your goal? And I think you led a little bit in stage three, but I think you lost it towards the end. So give me your thoughts on that racing towards the end as well.
yeah, I mean, shouts out to the 11, ran me clean for the 25, 30 laps that we were racing for the lead. No issues with him. Was hoping to see him honestly get the win, but just sucks that he finished a position short. Congrats to him on the bracket win, by the way. But yeah, no, the racing was
Money, money.
good. Yep, money, money. The racing was good. Can't really complain about anything. Unfortunately, I just did not have the speed to keep up with the 1120 or the 44, so it was just kind of managing my stuff to get to the end. Tried to pull some strategy, be the first one on pit road, and ended up miscalculating it by a lap. So, had to save the last like 10 laps to make sure I made it to the end, and came home with the top five, which, like I said, was the goal from the get-go. So, happy to be at NXT. Happy to start this off with a good points day, and gonna go try to get a win next week.
Yep, definitely a great night for you, Iron Man. Starting off where you left off in the Premier Series, being a very consistent driver. I think you'll get a win eventually. Congrats on the top five again.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna move on to someone who I don't. Was it okay? Tampex. What happened in stage two? Did something happen in stage two? Because you were the leader, you had a big gap, and then you pitted and you
It,
lost track position.
yeah, it gave me a speeding penalty for 36. So,
Ah, damn. Well, Tampex, I mean, recovery was very good tonight. As at the end there, you got a top three. So give me your thoughts on stage three. What was going through your head? I think were you saving? I didn't. I was watching the top five, and you came in there to sneak in, get around Ironman, and I think it was the 44 who had mistakes. So give me your thoughts on the racing tonight.
nah, I mean, in the stage three, it was difficult for me because I was on old tires, where the top four had all freshies and could drive away from each other. And mess around. But when we got to that last stop, I was already 6 seconds back, and there was almost no making it up. But the car was a rocket ship on old tires. It gained like 2 or 3 tenths a lap. I mean,
Hmm.
Carrot, you see how Carrot ran. We ran the identical setup. It was a pretty good night for us overall.
Yeah, I would definitely say Tampex. You started showing. I know you started showing your ARL stuff tonight, especially in stage two. I've watched you dominate some races, so it was fun watching you get back to that. But still a top three, good points day as well, as this is your return since I think Phoenix, right? I think you missed 2 races, so a great start to I guess a few races. So congrats on the top three. Any special shoutouts?
Just B13 for the setup. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have been a 15th to 20th place car. I hate Dover, and he gave me a rocket ship.
All right, so if you guys have any setups, just go ask B13. He might not give it to you, but he does have a great ass setup. Congrats on the top three. Hopefully we'll hear from you next week, Tampex, if you're here.
Sir.
All right, we're gonna move on to someone who is probably very happy. I know you're disappointed in not getting the win tonight, but Cobra, you did get the. I think it's $25, if I'm not mistaken. You won the bracket tonight. Give me your thoughts on that, and give me your thoughts on the racing as it came down to the last lap in the last corner there.
Shit, I didn't even know bracket existed until Atlanta, if I'm being honest.
Well, you got the money.
Yeah, the bracket's pretty fun, honestly. Like, it puts a little extra competition out there. You know, you're not only racing the race you're in, but you're also racing against someone else. Atlanta got pretty lucky, I would say. You know, that final crash, but I screwed up my pit strategy there and just had a pit. But the racing tonight was fairly good overall. There's some obviously big brain strategy that took play, which you'll have that in these shitty 22 cars. But other than that, you know, the guys I was racing around raced pretty clean overall. So I thought it was pretty good overall.
You also, Cobra, gained some stage points as well. I need to check the standings real quick. Where were you sitting in the standings heading in tonight? Okay. Well, overall, a great night for you, Cobra. You should take the points lead tonight. Give me your Cobra. Give me your thoughts on the last 5 or so laps. What was your strategy going into that as you were following your teammate in the 20, catching up to Carrots? What was your mindset in the final few laps? I know you weren't able to get the win, but give me your thoughts on those.
I'm gonna rewind it a little bit further back, but Racing Dream had a very unsafe exit on pit road and cost me probably over a second, which is probably the only reason he was up there, is because instead of me being a second ahead of him, he decided just to pull up on the track. On top of that, you know, diving in 2-3 cars every corner is not really going to help anybody, especially at a track that you'll slide around a little bit, you know, trying to hit your apex. Overall, the last 5 was really intense. You know, I think I was like 2.6 seconds back from Carrot.
Then you started battling.
Yeah, we started battling. I was battling with lap cars as well. I think it was Georgia Dog. He had fresh tires.
Yes.
And then me and Dream was marching up through the field. I wish we would have played a little differently and kind of worked together when there was 15, 20 laps left, rather than sit there and drive through each other for a good 10 laps. But don't think I'd ever say this, but I was actually rooting for Carrot.
Well, either way, still a top 3 finish. Still 1-2 for the team. Congrats on the top 3 and winning the bracket. So you're going to come away tonight, second place, good points day, and potentially the points leader, and you're going to earn some money. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
Any special shoutouts?
Shout out to Tata and Master Killer. They are my teammates, and we did a little practice before, and they always constantly help each other out. So
Gotcha. Alright, we're going to move on to the winner tonight. He was aggressive, but he did it when he needed to be. Hello, Dream. How you doing? Make sure you include your audio. Let me check real quick. I don't know. You got a little wind in your background. Alright. Just type it. Alright. Alright. You got bad noise. All right, Dream. So going into the night, you were on the bubble for the playoffs. So, what was your mindset going in? Can you type that? Give us a few seconds, guys. We're working through technical difficulties. Let me make sure I have my party setting on. It is on. We'll get him in a second. So, again, guys, we're gonna have him in a few seconds. Hey! Okay, well... Dream, just message me. Oh, is he no longer in here? Alright, guys. Technical difficulties. We'll see if we can maybe get him later. Either way, he was aggressive tonight, but he did get it done. He was making aggressive moves. He was one of the most aggressive guys, able to make the moves on the bottom. Whether or not it was overly aggressive, we don't know, but he was one of the guys on the cutoff line who had to be aggressive tonight to get himself locked in, and he did what he needed to do. He's officially in the playoffs as of this moment, so there's no worries of him being eliminated. So Lewis or Do Prime with that are outside looking in with the win of Dream. So that's going to be something to look into the next few weeks, as now the top 15, if I'm not mistaken, Mets are going to be on the bubble. Alright, Mets, since Dream isn't here, congrats to him again. He finally, I think is that his first win, Mets, in the series?
From my memory, I
Think
think it
it's
might be
second?
a second. I think it might be a second. Yeah.
It might be his second career win,
Yeah.
but either way, it was definitely a fun show for me from the booth. I enjoyed it. One caution, Mets.
Mhm.
I think this is what we needed. Bring some veterans in, maybe like Ironman or Impact, to actually teach the young guys, allowing them to race against one another. I don't think it was all premier guys, but I think now they're finally settling in. I think this is the point of the season where we're going to see a lot more clean racing. They just needed to get used to one another, and I think having a little bit lower numbers, less than 30, is perfect for the series, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm happy about it. One caution at Dover with 27 people. I'll take that any day. I don't like a caution. I don't like a fuel mileage that much.
Me neither.
I don't want everybody that many laps down, but everybody did their best they could. Had that one caution, got everybody else on a wave around strategy. Didn't work out for them because there was no caution after that, but still, the best they could. When you see that many people lap down, and we don't have a caution fest, I'll take that as a win every time. Shout out to Dream for the win. I was rooting for Carrot there just to get his first win. But didn't happen. But he'll get it eventually. Besides that, very proud of everybody. I know there's some controversy at the end of there, but we'll see what happens with that. Besides that, very proud, and we'll talk more about it Wednesday.
Yep, definitely. I enjoyed the show. Congrats to the winners, and we're gonna go over the results now. Sadly, we will not be able to get it in. Probably an interview for Dream. I think he's having technical difficulties, so we're gonna go over the finishing order tonight. Finishing first is Dream. He finally gets his second win, first win of this season. Cobra finishes second with a stage win. Tampex finishes third with a good finish for him in points. Ironman, in his first start in the NXT series full time, finishes fourth. Still Carrot was the leader on the white flag, sadly finishes fifth. Leppy has a great finish, sixth. Impact comes back to finish seventh. Jordog finishes eighth. He was also in the mix at the end there. Banjo, our former points leader, finishes ninth tonight. Not a bad run by him, but that could cost him. Outsider has 10th. 11th is going to be, if I'm not reading this wrong, Mets, you finished 11th?
Yeah,
Good job!
I probably would have had top
Hell
five if I
yeah!
didn't get a black flag the last pit stop. I was upset with
Wow,
myself.
Mets.
I
Come
was
on,
rolling.
Mets.
I was rolling. It's okay.
Damn it, Mets.
It's okay. It's
Hey, that's
okay.
still a great finish. That's a great finish for
No, no.
Mets
So
fan.
tell me, who was the last first lap down car?
That was the last one lap down car was Impact.
What position?
He was 7th.
Okay, so probably seventh was my top, but still.
Either way, great finish from the Mr. Mets fan. He can brag about it on Wednesday nights. We're going to brag about that. He beats Melodramatic, who finished 12th. 13th is going to be Normie. Cowboy Tag finishes 14th. 15th is Tata, Ted, finishes 15th. D-Main, in his first start in the series, finished 16th. EXO finishes 17th. Master Killer, the second guy in the tournament or bracket, finishes 18th. 19th is going to be Do Prime. Yoshi finishes 5 laps down. A lot of cars are a lap down. A lot of guys got trapped. Lewis finishes 21st. 22nd is going to be Trevi. SP Motors wraps it up in 23rd. Rocky Top finishes 24th. And then Dallas My Plan B, Reagan, and Fatality all lagged out of tonight's race. Overall, it's been a solid night. I enjoyed the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it from my point of view. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for me from the NXT series. Hopefully we'll have Hendrick back next Sunday nights at 9:30 Eastern. And we'll see you guys next